And the heavy rains we experienced this year had an impact on a lot of crops. And with AI expected to increase at an annual growth rate of 37.3% between 2023 and 2030, and one of the biggest issues that student veterans face here on campus, especially incoming student veterans, is a lack of resources. The rights are then given to local irrigation districts, who then decide on the allocation. And you can come here to the box office to get tickets for events such as this Friday's John Party concert. You can just come over to one of these poles right here and hit the call button. And the MCJ 128 class meets here in the Speech Arts Building twice a week. Artificial intelligence is a big topic of discussion lately. In Hollywood, it's one of the concerns for striking actors and the writers whose strike just ended. I'm here live at the Gibson Farm Market, where behind me you can see a plethora of produce. However, depending on the time of year you came, most of this year that wasn't the case. If you were wondering what was happening outside the RSU today, off-campus student life hosted lunch for commuters. At the Peters building, the top floor of it, pretty nice outside, though you can see in the lower atmosphere there is a little bit of haze going on. And El Nino is when the jet stream moves further south in the Pacific. This creates warmer, potentially wetter winters. With the potential for heavy rains, how do we prepare? I talked with people from the ag industry to the irrigation district to find out how they prepare. Joining me now to tell us more about El Nino and what we can expect is Christian Matarocchia, a meteorologist from the National Weather Service in Hanford. Christian, thank you for joining us today. Now, if we take a look at our air quality for today, you can see that we are good for the northern end of the valley, San Joaquin down through Merced County, Madera down through Kern. You're looking at moderate air quality for today and good for Sequoia National Park. For now, reporting live from the Gibson Farm Market, I'm Liam Cavaletto, Fresno State Focus. We have our pool tables, another very popular spot where a lot of people play. You also can just hang out here. You don't have to know pool or bowling. Yeah, and do you have any advice for how people prepare for this kind of thing? Not just people that aren't necessarily farmers, maybe just your everyday, regular people who live here in the valley.
Sure. So if you live in a flood vulnerable area, you want to have a go bag ready.
Joining me now from off-campus student life is Jerry Gomez, here to talk about the Great Lunch. Jerry, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Happy to be here, Leon.
Christian Matarocchia from the National Weather Service in Hanford. Christian, thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
On the western satellite, more closer to our area, we are seeing some rain up in Northern California, portions of Nevada and Oregon as well, and some snow way up in the Pacific Northwest near Idaho. That sounds great. Jerry Gomez, thank you for your time today. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Harvest season on the Fresno State Farm takes a lot of preparation.
I think as a state we could do better at capturing this runoff water.
But what if you also have to prepare the farm for this? Robert Wilmot is the interim farm manager at the Fresno State Farm. Wilmot says one thing planned for the farm this year in the event of flooding is making sure the school reservoirs that receive the water are prepared to handle the situation.
We're making sure that our reservoirs have enough room to account for when the canal fills up from the rain going into there, and the flood waters, how it's all gathered, goes into that canal, and then we get rid of it. So we're making sure we have a sufficient storage in there.
But before the water ends up here in the school reservoir, it starts as mountain snow that melts and runs into local dams. Once all that water makes its way into our local dams, the rights are then given to local irrigation districts, who then decide on the allocation.
The way water allocations are made to our growers in FID is each acre of land that receives surface water from FID gets about 0.39 acre feet per acre per month. So about this much water stacked on the ground.
Adam Clays is the Assistant General Manager of Operations at Fresno Irrigation District. Clays says before allocation decisions are made, the district has to make sure they are also prepared for the storms.
Month of November, the first part of December, where we go into our canals and get them repaired, maintained, perform important projects, the structure replacements while it's not raining.